Wendy Nix with you from NFL Live. Louis Riddick, Ryan Clark, Adam Schefter. What a difference a year makes. It wasn't so long ago we were talking about Cleveland winning a football game. Now we're talking about winning the division. Louis, I'll start with you. How was Baker Mayfield the first piece of this puzzle?
Well, I think obviously it's the most important position on the football team. And despite the fact that it carries that kind of weight as far as making sure you take care of that position, it's the intangible effects that he has on the football team from a belief standpoint, right? I mean, he's setting the tone. He's making people in Cleveland, whether it be the fan base itself, ownership, management, coaching staff, and the players around them believe we're not anybody's laughingstock anymore. We're not anybody's punching bag anymore. And that has very real tangible effects, Ryan, as you know, on the rest of the team as far as how they approach the offseason and how they play football games. So that it was critical that they hit the character and the profile of the player just as much as the guy on the field.
And oh, by the way, what do? They trade for Odell Beckham Jr., which can't make Baker Mayfield any worse.
No, absolutely. Going into the draft last year, I thought he was the guy the Cleveland Browns should have gone with. From the things you saw on the field, the completion percentage, the accuracy, the way he could create plays outside the pocket, we saw those things. But like Louis said, he brought belief. He brought a swagger. He woke up feeling dangerous each and every day a game was played. And now you add Odell Beckham Jr. You also add pieces on this defense. This team is going to be exciting, but they're exciting first and foremost because John Dorsey pulled the trigger on getting Baker Mayfield.
And I think it shines a light on the decision that every team has to make here in the next week because 1 year ago, there were not many people who were talking about Baker Mayfield going number one. And the Browns, even when the news surfaced that they were considering him, there were many people who didn't believe that that would be the pick.
Absolutely.
It was the pick.
Or that it should be.
Look what it's done for that organization, and it shows you how important each of these picks is, particularly when you're picking at that slot, because it affects the entire organization.
We talk about this because we're obviously at a pivotal position in terms of this year's draft. I mean, it's next week, and they're not done. John Dorsey will have additional decisions to make. What do they need here, Louis? Where do you turn if you're the Browns in this draft?
Yeah, I think there's two positions. One, make sure the offensive line is solid. Make sure you have some guys who can protect the edges still. Two, can you add another playmaker at the second level at linebacker, and then at the third level, maybe another corner and a safety? I think those are the positions you look at. They're solid on the defensive line. They're solid at running back. They're solid at wide receiver. They have a tight end. They have a quarterback. They have quarterback depth. This is man, you talk about the Browns in a much different light right now, don't you?
100%.
They're operating from a position of strength, I believe.
Well, and to that end, what are realistic expectations for this team in 2019?
I believe realistic expectations are for this team to compete to win the AFC North, and I believe John Dorsey will tell you that, Freddie Kitchens, and I'm sure Baker Mayfield feels that way, and that's what they have to believe. When you go out and add the pieces that you've added to a team that showed you last year they can overcome adversity, not only being 0-16, but starting the way that they did, losing a head coach, and now going the rest of the season and becoming a better football team with a rookie quarterback shows what this team is made of, and now you add other pieces.
How about that, if I can just add that real quick, as far as showing that they can overcome adversity? How critical is coaching and chemistry and relationships that a team all of a sudden seemed like a switch went on?
Yeah.
As soon as they made a change at the top, and it permeated through the rest of the organization. And how quickly those guys played different.
Yeah.
It just looked different.
And how about this? We are now 30-plus years since we heard people say, man, we can't wait to watch the Cleveland Browns.
100%.
Yeah,
Everybody is excited to see the Browns. And look, they had, over the last 10 years, 2 Monday Night Football games. This year, they have 4 primetime games.
11 and 5, Adam.
4 primetime games. And
11 and 5.
No, I would not surprise me.
11 and 5, Adam.
I got the Jets and the Browns as my game to watch in week 2. I wouldn't have said that a year ago.
You're a Jets fan.
No. Just watch.